that your love is gone. Uy!
Uy, uy.
Right? So it seems that most of you are here already. Okay, so let us now finish the module one. Anyway, before we proceed to the next one, do you guys have a question?
Sir.
All right then. All right, so let's now move on to deeper functionalities of relationships, which are called the generalization. Okay, so this one is actually optional. Okay, so this one is only included in our system if that actions really needed, more detailed information. So this generalization is called inheritance. Okay, so general use case or general is called the parent, and then specialized use case or specialized is the children. Okay, so when the general use case is executed, the parent has to choose one children. Okay, that will be executed as well. So this one represents as a solid with an arrow going from specialist use case to general use case. So we have this example right here. So those two are children's, and then each one of them is, you know, uh, having a certain functionality. And then as this parent is executed, this should choose each of those children. So depending on the situation. So let me give you guys an example, which is like I mentioned a while ago, wherein this is the parent, configure the kind of payment. So in here, you have to choose one children, okay, one child rather, okay? So as you guys can see right here, it's either pay via bank or pay it cash uh, on delivery, okay? So one child only. Okay, so we call it one generalization, right? So this one is only required if ever that system is really lacking informations that it needs to be described more or defined more on that system. Okay, so we have another extension points here in just an additional features of the system. Okay, so here's the characteristic. So oops, the name of the use case is above, between the line, and below are its extension points. So extension points is the detailed version of the extend relationships. So you can add a note for a more understandable representation. So when we say additional features or extension point, so these now are the parts wherein we have let's say three functions on one tab or one function or one use case. So as you guys can see right here, once you click set up profile, so you have another options that you can go to. So set up profile, it will show you the extension points, profile help, privacy info, etc. All right. So as you guys can see right here, if you click the profile help, so one should right here. Okay, then it will lead you to go to profile help. So this one is very, very straightforward, but this just is representing uh, functions or things that you can still do inside of that function. So there's a function inside of that function. Okay, another function here is privacy info, wherein of course once you click the privacy info, it will lead you to the show privacy info. Okay, so those are having an extension of extend, since it's an optional. Okay, so what if you stop right here in setup profile? So it will not show those use cases anymore. But if you click one of those, then that's the time that it will show each one of those use case, right? And then under these extension points, you can even add call this one like a note or a notepad wherein more informations that uh, explaining that if you click this one, it will lead you here, etc., etc. So the users click the link, then go to the profile hub. Okay, if you click the profile hub. So this one is only needed. So again, this is not necessary. This one is only needed if you want to explain something, if there is a correction or if there is one thing that you need to emphasize, etc., etc. All right. So yeah, that's it for the online shopping app. So this is just continuation. So the upper part of this one is this one. Okay, and then the complete version of the continuation below is this one. Configure the kind of payment and then return the product. And then there's an additional about the profile of that customer. So any question or clarification so far?
None, sir.
None, sir.
All right. So if there are no concerns or clarification, then let me explain now your laboratory number 1 and 2. So for laboratory number 1, so don't worry, this one is super easy. Probably most of you already know this one. So UC traditional enrollment. So create a step-by-step block diagram of the traditional enrollment system of UC. Okay, so take note traditional. When we say traditional, it's the old way that we used to be. We used to enroll in UC. So of course, you go to UC, you go to department, you get your clearance, reserve a subject, etc., etc., until the payment of your uh, tuition fee. Okay, so you can use any tools or software that is available to create a block diagram. So I will not explain on how to use such tools anymore since one is self-explanatory. Okay, so what important is, as long as you know that this one is the system, this one is the actions, and then we have here the actors, and then we have here the kinds of relationships, then you're good to go. Okay, so why did I say that you're good to go? Because you can even create a block diagram using a paint, okay, or a paint 3D. Okay, so that is not a special software or tool we're in creating a block diagram. But in this case, I would like you guys to explore the internet. In You might use Lucid Chart, you might use Smart Draw, and any other tools that you can find on the internet. Right? So if we have the traditional way, we also have the online enrollment system that we have right now for the past SEMs. So same instruction, just a different system. So create a step-by-step block diagram of online enrollment system. So again, you can use any tools or software that you can find on the internet. All right. So yeah, that's it for the module 1. And then one more thing that I would like you guys to see here is the practice activity. So for the practice activity, so I would like you guys to create a step-by-step block diagram of a simple system. So you can think of any system, okay, that you can come up to. So you can draw it first on your blank paper, or you can even have a visual thinking first and then draw it, and then that's the time that you can use a certain application and then submit it here. Then I will just check whether you use the extensions correctly, okay, the use cases, the actors, etc., etc., and then the generalization part, and then extension part, and so on and so forth. Okay, so this one is non-graded, so you can not do this one if you want, since this one is not graded. However, if you're confused, please consult me. So this is your way of consulting the activities that you're going to do, your laboratory number 1 and laboratory number 2. Okay. So if ever you're confused, please do this one. Right? So yeah, that's it for the module 1. And then one more thing for the case study number 1. So I've only said here that there's a lot of ways in creating or making a block diagram. So you can start by visualizing it on your mind, which is called visual thinking, and then doing it on empty paper, and then finally create it with the use of a software like Lucidchart or SmartDraw. So you can even use Microsoft Word if you want, or even a Paint or a Paint 3D application that can be found on any Windows PC, and many more other software tools that we can use to create a block diagram. So with all of those applications that we can use to create a complete block diagram, from a high level overview into a super detailed block diagram, which is called the schematic diagram. So which application or software tool do you prefer in creating a block diagram? Then explain why. So here are some criteria that you need to consider on why you chose this application or tool over this tool. Okay, so I would like you guys to give your thoughts here, your opinion regarding which application do you prefer, okay, in creating a black diagram. All right, so yeah, that's it for the module 1. So later on, I'll just upload, no, I'll just put the link. Okay, I'll just put the link of our pre-recorded meeting here in watch videos. Right? So any clarifications or concerns so far?
None so far, sir.
None, sir.
Okay. So maybe none for now, but if you guys have encountered question or clarifications in the future, so you can message me anytime, okay?
Yes,
Right?
sir.
Sure,
Yes,
sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay, so that's it for the module 1. So later on, maybe next week, you're going to have a quiz with this module. So it's not here right now since I'm still finalizing your modules, right? Okay, so thank you guys for coming. So I hope that you guys will attend our next meeting.
By the way, sir, yung next meeting, are we going to discuss the second module or?
Yes, second module na tayo agad.
Okay, sige.
So after block diagram, we'll discuss the flow chart. Okay, para may idea na kayo. We're going to discuss flow chart. Alright?
Sige, sir.
So if you guys do not have a question anymore, clarifications, then you guys may now go. So happy lunch.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, sir.
Goodbye.